welcome back to my channel. I'm Anushka, and if you're of the opinion that books are always better than movies, then this video might just change your opinion, because here I have few movies and series which are, if not better, then at least at par with their book adaptations. That being said, I know of course there are a lot of these movies like The Girl on the Train, Percy Jackson series, All the Bright Places, The Murder on the Orient Express, to name a few, which are pathetic adaptations. I've watched the movies and I have read the books as well, and the movies felt empty. I felt a void, and that's because, of course, I spent a lot of time while reading the book. I consumed a lot more content, and the way I imagined characters and the way the directors portrayed them in the film, of course, changes a lot of things. But there are, of course, a lot of good movies which I'll be sharing with you all. Also, don't forget to share your story. Do you compare books and movies? And if you do you have some of your favorite movie adaptations which you feel were done well? And what's your opinion on this? Would love to know. Comment down below. So I'm starting with movies first, and later I'll discuss few shows and series as well. And the first movie in the list is Gone Girl. Now, if you haven't, though chances are quite rare, then watch the movie or read the book, because it is one of the best psychological thrillers, especially the movie. I personally enjoyed the movie more than the book. The reason behind that is I actually watched the movie first and then I read the book. It is definitely a great movie to watch. The acting, especially the protagonist, the heroine, Rosamund, I think that's her name, Amy, the character name, she has portrayed her so well. I literally hated her. So it's the story of a couple, Nick, whose wife goes on to missing on their 5th anniversary, and in search of that, the people start suspecting him of a foul play. The second one on the list is Pride and Prejudice. Total swing, I know, but I watched this movie after reading the book, specifically to compare the book and the movie, whether I would enjoy it or not. And to my surprise, unlike other movies, this one I actually enjoyed. I had high expectations. Classic era, Victorian era, you enjoy. It is one of those feel-good movies, not just romantics, but you actually feel good after watching this movie. So if you don't enjoy reading, period, books, especially classics, if you get bored, then you should definitely watch the movie. The third one on this list is The Martian. Oh my God. So I'm not a big fan of sci-fi, especially reading sci-fi books. I rarely read sci-fis, but this one, which is why I did not read the book, but I watched the movie with my brother. The way it is filmed, the CGI and everything, though I knew a bit about the storyline, a person being trapped in Mars, fascinating to me for sure, but I did not expect to like this story. So after watching the movie, because I enjoyed it so much, I knew there would be some parts missing in the storyline because of the time constraints. So I read the book and definitely enjoyed the book as well. So I would say it is equal here. I enjoyed the experience of watching the movie because of the visuals, but I enjoyed reading the book to get extra parts, witty dialogues, and the writing in general. I have Room. Wow, Room is one such movie which is slow in the first half. I actually watched the movie 5 to 6 years back, so I read the book a year back. I thought that it was a slow movie at that time, but now that I've read the book, I think it is adapted quite well. So because you don't have a lot to the plot, though it is of course dark, it is intense, deals with a tragic issue of a mother and a son being captivated in the basement. A boy who has never seen the outside world is trapped with his mother. He does not know anything about the world. He only knows these 4 walls. The voice of the character, that is Jack, the son, is different, unique, and the storyline is again unique. But if you don't have the time to read the book, go and watch the movie. It is a bit slow, but you should watch it. The Devil Wears the Prada. Oh my God, I watched this movie like 5 to 6 times. I even watched it recently. So it is one of my all-time favorites. Those feel-good movies which you watch with your friends, or whenever you feel a bit bored, a little low. It is one of those movies, and I even have read the book. I read the book later, enjoyed it, but I feel like I feel more connected with the movie. Overall, yes, there is a bit difference, especially for the character, in terms of the character growth, but I enjoy the movie because of the whole drama situation and Anne Hathaway being one of my favorite actresses. So yeah, last but not the least, is it the last one? Yeah, I have Fault in Our Stars. What? Yes, I think everybody knows it, but my opinion aside, I've already stated that I do feel like it is an overrated book. But in terms of comparison between the book and the movie, and was it adapted well? Yes, it was. Fault in Our Stars is done quite well. The essence is still there. If I'm sure I don't need to describe, explain the synopsis here. It's about these two cancer patients, them falling in love, their story, their hardships. And now let's move on to a few shows and series which I binged watched, literally binge watched. I'm not kidding, in a day or two. The first one on this list is actually a show, a TV show, and that is Vampire Diaries. Yes, it's actually adapted from a series of books with the same title, and I have read only like who am I kidding? Only 1.5 books from this series. Clearly, I did not enjoy the series as much as I enjoyed watching the TV series. There are a lot of differences in the book and the series, which is why I did not continue reading the book series, because I was more connected with these characters, TV series, and I could not accept the feeling that Elena being snobby and popular girl and not a kind girl, because after watching the series, I always portrayed her as a kind, beautiful lady, but that's not the case in the book. And the way they end in the book as well, it's quite different. And then next I have one of the bingeable psychological thriller of Netflix, and that is none other than You. In this case, I would be very honest. Okay, here I actually read the book first, which is why I enjoyed the book more compared to season 1. Okay, I did not enjoy season 1 as much as people were raving about it. They were going gaga for it, that hey, You is one of the best thrillers to watch on Netflix and blah blah blah. I was always the one who would say that hey, the book is better. But now that I've watched season 2 and season 3, I am, gravitating towards this series being a bit better, especially the season 2 and 3 than the book, because I did not enjoy the second book of the series, and I definitely enjoyed season 3 for sure. Next I have Shadow and Bone. For all my fantasy lovers, I definitely, like everybody, had high expectations, high hopes from this series, and when I got to know that they are merging both Six of Crows and Shadow and Bone, I was a bit concerned because I did not enjoy Six of Crows, you all know. But it is done so well. Instead of me not liking the series, I enjoy the series much more because we have two different stories here, a lot of new characters, and it does not get confusing. Instead, the way it is filmed, the way it is directed, all these visuals and everything, the storyline, I'm definitely waiting for season 2, and it is a show which I think I enjoy more than reading the book. Next I have 13 Reasons Why. If you have been following my channel, I've already made a dedicated review of this book. You know that I enjoyed the series more than the book. I read the book recently and I felt the opposite. I felt like the book lacked a lot of plot because I again compared it with 13 Reasons Why, the the Netflix series. The Netflix series has a lot, much more to offer, a lot to the plot, lot to the characters. Each and every character is clearly, you get introduced to their story, whereas the book is 250 pages, hardly 250 pages. It's definitely a fast-paced, page-turning novel, but it lacked a lot of plot now that I compare with it. So and in the series as well, I only enjoyed the first 2 series, after which I did not watch the series. But if I compare the series and the book, I would say that I enjoyed the series more than the book. And next I have The Queen's Gambit. Yes, it's actually adapted from a book which was written way back in 1980s. This is a series which I actually binge watched in a day. Wow, and it was a surprise to me because I had no clue about this story, this what this story, chess. I am not a chess player, I was never interested in chess, but I still was, I binge watched this series. It was so fascinating, kept me hooked throughout. So yeah, and I'll be very honest, I haven't read the book, so it would be a little cheating here that I compare the two. I'm not comparing the two, but I would still say that the series is done quite well. If you have read the book, please comment down below and let me know. And last but not the least, I have Behind Her Eyes. If you haven't watched the series or read the book, please do. The ending will not surprise you, it will shock you. You'll go back to, if you're reading a book, and flip through those pages to find out any plot hole. How could you miss such an ending? Or if you're watching the series, you will be definitely shocked. So when Netflix announced the adaptation, I was concerned because I had already read the book and the ending of it obviously surprised me. So I was like, will they be able to pull it off? And yes, they did. Which is why I'm saying that it has been adapted quite well.